Well, that was amazing sparring just now with you and Gervonta Davis. What'd you make of that session?
It was good work. You know, I got to get in there with a world champion. I held my own, he held his. Good experience, good experience.
What would you have done against Tank?
Against Tank?
Yeah.
I would have frustrated him like you did Ryan and boxed his head off and let him come to me.
Gervonta Davis will face Frank Martin in his next fight to continue accumulating victories for his legacy. Davis has been out of action since April of last year when he squared off against Ryan Garcia.
Protect yourselves at all times, listen to my commands, touch them up.
Let's address the question. Has there been a boxing event that could match the quality and level of Gervonta "Tank" Davis versus Ryan Garcia's showdown? The fight carried specific intrigue, and it lived up to all of our expectations. All tickets were sold out a week in advance. Thousands of fans filled the arena, and enthusiasts and critics alike turned to their screens in hope of seeing the best boxers of the evening. In one of the biggest fights of the year, Tank won by technical knockout in the 7th round. Like a bolt from the blue, the official announcement of the fight appeared, delighting boxing fans around the world. However, the only question remained is, who will be the winner? Davis had a strong start to 2023, defeating Hector Garcia and Ryan Garcia within 3.5 months. This marked his fastest rise to success since 2017, but self-inflicted setbacks halted his progress. Davis, who pleaded guilty in a legal case shortly after his victory over the first Garcia, was sentenced to 90 days of house arrest, only to breach the terms less than a month later and spend the remainder of the time in prison. There was some speculation about who he would meet upon his return, and then Frank Martin stepped up to save the situation. The Ghost picked up momentum, securing 3 fights and 3 victories in 2022, but like Davis, his stunning success was short-lived. Martin faced more challenges than expected. What is Frank Martin's professional boxing record? Frank Martin made his professional boxing debut back in 2017 against John Edward. That evening, he announced himself to the world with a technical knockout in the first round. Since then, he has fought 17 more times and currently boasts a professional record of 18-0 with 12 knockouts. Martin was last seen in the boxing ring against Artem Harutyunyan, going the distance for only the 6th time in his career. After the fight, the undefeated boxer called out Gervonta Davis, and it seems his wish has come true. Nonetheless, it will be interesting to see if Martin can turn the tide of the fight and become the first person to defeat Davis in the ring when their paths finally cross later this year.
It just showed me like these guys ain't off the radar, you know, he ain't do nothing to you that like you ain't never had happen to you, or it wasn't nothing like that. I didn't go in there like, oh, this is Gervonta "Tank" Davis,
right.
I didn't get in the ring like that. That's what a lot of people do. I got in there like he's just another, sparring partner, and the sparring was solid.
But now, was it here in Vegas?
It was in Vegas.
It was at the Mayweather
it was at Floyd Gym.
Give me some perspective on that, because you hear all these stories like they had the doghouse where these guys are all around the court. They tapping the mat and doing all. What was that like?
It was probably about 40 people in the gym. Floyd was even there. It was live, they wasn't. It was just everybody was loud, It was they wasn't hitting the ring or nothing, but everybody was just like stuck kinda, in the sparring. But that's what it was.
As for the fight itself, public opinion is divided into 2 camps. Due to Frank's fiery temperament and his wild self-confidence, many experts give Frank a fair chance.
What'd you think of the punching power?
He cool. He got some power. He can crack. Yeah, he can crack.
Like maybe the best puncher you ever sparred?
Nah. It's a hitter. It's a Mexican fighter I haven't sparred. His name Pablo.
So is he number 2 behind Pablo then, or?
Yeah, I give him.
Devin Haney, on the other hand, gives Frank no chance at all, believing that he can't offer anything substantial against the renowned knockout artist.
I don't know if he got the skill set to beat Tank. I don't think he does. But I don't think that Frank is, just going in there to lay down. I think he's gonna go in there. He's gonna do his best to fight back, and it's gonna be a good fight while it lasts.
Let's switch to another.
I'm not saying that Tank is gonna knock him out, whatever the case may be. But I think it'd be a good fight.
Frank Martin had trouble in his last fight against Artem Harutyunyan in July of last year. He won by judge's decision in the last 12-round bout, but Harutjunyan exposed many holes in Frank's defense and revealed what Martin fears the most. Boxing styles. Frank Martin performs confidently as a southpaw. He knows how to counterattack, work comfortably from a distance, and can effectively lay both the lead and the counter. He has never tasted defeat, but his record is somewhat weak. For instance, he has only faced top opponents in the last bouts of his professional career, where he demonstrated his best form, albeit with flaws. He dominated, showing qualitative and quantitative improvements in his fighting style, puzzling his opponents, then demonstrating a class difference and winning the matches. However, in his last 2 matches against Michael Rivera and Artem Harutjunyan, all the weaknesses of the boxer came to light. For example, Frank makes many mistakes and gets confused in his actions if his opponent employs the strategy of aggressive pressing combined with taking control of distance and space. Martin immediately starts to receive a significant number of punches and then begins to adapt to his opponent. However, adoption takes quite a long time by professional boxing standards. For instance, the 4 rounds it took him to adapt to Harutjunyan could end very badly for Frank in a match against Tank. Gervonta is aptly named Tank, as he has shown himself to be unbreakable, invincible, of a rock that it possesses all the necessary characteristics to be called the best lightweight on the planet. He has had immeasurable boxing intelligence, his ability to adapt to his opponent's style in the midst of a fight, and his constant skill improvement and his comprehensive development make Gervonta an incredible, unstoppable killing machine. Additionally, considering that the Tank has amazing speed and maneuverability, Frank's chances of winning seem extremely slim. Besides all this, Tank is loved for his untamable power. It is still unknown just how powerful the forces in Tank's fists are, making his opponents scrape their faces on the mat of the ring. For Frank, several problems open up at once: intelligence, speed, strength, and aggression. Can he handle all of this? After all, to beat the Tank, one needs to be better than him in all aspects. Does Frank really have that much of a chance? This will be the toughest fight of Frank Martin's career, but he has embraced this challenge with relish, as a victory over Tank promises a resounding boost to his career and a title of #1 in the lightweight division. This is precisely the opportunity he has always been looking for his entire life. Besides, there is mutual animosity between the boxers. The fight they nearly had outside the ring after a fierce sparring session a few years ago serves as another reason to watch the match. A lot of time has passed, the boxers have changed and grown in condition. Could Frank really shock the boxing community and make Gervonta taste the bitterness of defeat?
From what I heard, what the streets were saying, that you caught Tank with a shot and he got mad and wanted to fight no gloves off.
I heard he hurt Tank and
2 pit bulls in there going at it. Neither one curved out. And that's why he got rough like he did. That's why everybody liked it, what they say.
But you see the skill set, bro. You see the athleticism. You see the hard work, the grind, and the determination. You feel me? And you're going to need all of it up against this dude right here. You're going to need every inch of it, every ounce of it, every bit of it when you're going up against somebody like a Gervonta Tank Davis. Who got the speed? Who got the power? Who got the IQ? Who got the footwork? You know what I mean? Who got the heart? Who got the grit? You understand?
Gervonta himself regularly adds fuel to the fire. He has shown his transition to a new level in terms of physical condition, which greatly surprised the public. It seemed that Tank has already considered the strongest lightweight, but he has gotten even better. Is there no limit to his perfection?
No days off. Gervonta Davis has been working as he looks jacked ahead of his Frank Martin fight.
It seems that Frank is not afraid of absolutely anything either. He does not take the danger of the Tank seriously, and by all his demeanors, he makes it clear that he is already having the keys to a victory over Tank.
A lot of people are gonna see the unexpected, that fight. Everybody know who Tank is, he's a star. A lot of people don't really know who I am in the boxing world, so it's one of them opportunities for me to go and wake the world up. No, it's not an official, confirmation date on that yet. We still kind of just waiting for the venue and the exact date, but that's not an official thing yet.
All of Martin's fans love his footwork.
Yeah, he was able to spar. Ruiz was able to spar with J.D. Zamora. Santos's, double a little bit.
Yeah, he's put together beautiful four-punch combination, and now caught there with a left and another left.
Frank's fighting style is directly linked to his footwork and his clear understanding of timing. He knows how to fail his opponents in attacks, strike from unseen angles, and escape without significant damage in dangerous situations. This feature will play to his advantage in the fight against Tank. Another distinctive feature of Frank is his iron chin. Right from the start of his career, he took staggering blows that he didn't see coming. In boxing, it is believed that only the punch that the opponent fails to see can have knockout power. Did this work with Frank, though? Not at all. He not only remained on his feet, but at that moment, he also delivered sufficiently strong punches, which quite surprised the audience. Will this work in the fight against Tank? Gervonta himself has been in top condition for a long time, and he doesn't even think of taking Frank lightly. He recognizes all the danger that Martin poses. A video leaked online where Gervonta is seen running 4 miles daily wearing gloves.
Gervonta Tank Davis is far from taking Frank the Ghost Martin lightly, as Gervonta Tank Davis is seen here running 3 to 4 miles on a treadmill on an incline with weighted gloves on, and he is smoothly doing it. Gervonta Tank Davis, Frank Martin are not reportedly ready to fight until June 15th, which is actually a little over 3 months away. But Gervonta Tank Davis, he has been training for this fight. On paper, in my opinion, I feel like Frank Martin, who is a southpaw, who is 5'8" with a 68-inch arm reach, who's slick, who has fast hands and fast feet. On paper, I feel like Frank Martin is the toughest test for Gervonta Tank Davis stylistically that he's ever faced in his career. Gervonta Tank Davis is also a southpaw who's explosive with power, obviously. How y'all see this fight playing out? Let me know what y'all think. Peace.
After such, it becomes clear that Tank will not be chasing a knockout, but will try to intelligently and technically dismantle his opponent. As in all his previous fights, Gervonta has knocked out only the opponents who were extremely depleted and broken down. With his refined style and manner of fighting, Tank proves to his opponents their inadequacy, which breaks them from the inside. Recall the fights against Romero, Cruz, and Garcia. All of them made the same mistake. In trying to prove their strength and professionalism to Tank, they chased after illusory punches and devastating combos, only to run into severe consequences in the form of a devastating counterpunch. Tank continually proves to the world that he is the best in his game, and his reigning in the lightweight division is just the beginning, and it will be very, very long.
Who you want to fight next? Who you want to fight next? He's putting himself, I'll put him in a position so he can do the same thing that I did. Fight when he want to fight and fight who he want to fight. He's the top dog. And he's going to keep going out there proving to the world that he is the best. And I'm so proud of him. Like I said before, I'm so proud of him.
Tank is now fully preparing for the fight with Martin, and he is not shy about his improvements. He now possesses a speed comparable to Floyd Mayweather at the peak of his career. Considering the changes in his condition, Tank will hit even more powerfully and strongly. Imagine a boxer who has lightning-fast reactions, precise timing, amazing boxing intelligence, refined technique, a powerful punch, devastating tempo, adaptation to any style, and one of the most powerful strikes in boxing. Have you imagined it? Now, try to create a boxer who can defeat such an opponent. Tank looks like a universal soldier. He has beaten everyone he has faced in the ring. even the most competitive matches he has gone through without much damage to himself. The fight with Martin will undoubtedly be much more dangerous for him, yes, but is this the first major challenge in Gervonta's career? His fight with Garcia was the most dangerous in his career. Isaac Cruz was supposed to be a serious test of his style and greatness. Rolando Romero was supposed to stop Tank's lethal style and push him into the annals of history. And what? Did Tank face difficulties in these fights? No, he dominantly overcame his toughest opponents. Ultimately, it seems that there is still no boxer in the lightweight division who can pose a real threat to Gervonta "Tank" Davis. Being a perfect idealization of the American school of boxing, Tank has not yet shown his maximum and is only on his way to his best version.
Is this the future of boxing? Abso-fucking-lutely.
I remember many years ago, we spoke, and you spoke to our production group, and you said, I've watched Floyd, I watched Canelo, I look at all the tapes of Ray Leonard, and Manny Pacquiao, and all these guys. I'm going to be the face of boxing. Are you now?
I'm definitely face of boxing. Abso-fucking-lutely.
He might unleash his full potential in the fight against Frank, and then he will certainly have a tough time. Frank fully understands that a victory over Tank promises him a resounding success and the title of #1 in the world's lightweight division.
Who do you think will give you your first shot at greatness?
Probably, man, I don't know. Probably Tank.
Really?
Probably Tank.
Tank would do it.
If he is currently having difficulty organizing high-profile fights, then after defeating Tank, he will become one of whom the best lightweights in the world will chase. Frank will reach the peak of his abilities to snatch a victory over Gervonta Davis. He has the talent, strength, youth, speed, and power needed. And this is exactly the fight that everyone wants to see. The confrontation of two undefeated boxers, renowned graduates of the classic American school of boxing. A clash of styles, power, intellect, and characters. It may not be the loudest fight in terms of names and conflicts, but it is the most vivid and interesting fight for true boxing fans. Tank can knock out anyone, while Martin has never broken down or given up. Gervonta is precise and cautious, while Frank loves to take risks and escalate situations. Who will manage to neutralize the opponent's strengths and surprise the world will only be revealed at the moment of the fight. All that remains for us is to wait. Share your opinion in the comments, subscribe to the channel, and support us with a like. Goodbye.